Oh, I didn't see you there. Well, good morning from Colorado Springs. And clearly, as you can see behind me, a big change has happened. A change that I want to tell you about. But first, I think it's only appropriate that we do a tour because, damn, I love this thing. Come on, come on. All right, so let's do a tour of this thing. Then I'll let you all know why the hell I even did this in the first place. First thing I want to point out is this thing is about 6'6". I'm about 6'3", so I got a solid little 3 inches here. Maybe if I get on my tippy toes, I can touch my head. But the first thing that we decided with this van is that I need to be able to stand up. Didn't want to be hunched over all the time in the van. So number one important thing was a high roof chassis. This van stands about 11 feet tall with the induction vents on top. So let's tour the rest. So this is the Ford 350. It's extra long and it's a dually. Some of them come in dualies, some of them don't. Starting off here is the cockpit. So here's our nice little rug that we are still training actually with my camera equipment here in our Sprouts bag. As you come forward, you'll see we have a little trash can in this nook. So far, it's been pretty solid when we drive to not move around. We have this little fridge in here. It's an isotherm, but you can see that I can just pull it out. It's a simple little fridge right here. We keep our cooking stuff in here, fresh fruit, you know, whatever that needs to stay refrigerated. Okay, next, I don't even know how much we're going to use this, but technically to get this thing insured, we had to have one stove burner to consider it an RV. So it has this induction top. I can just turn it on and it will start drawing power from our house batteries in the back, which I'll go over here in a second. But this is going to be pretty cool, I guess, if it's really, really cold outside and I don't feel like cooking. Granted, I don't think we're going to be in places where it's that cold all the time, but I also do have storage in here that I'm going to use for an electric stove, and these pull-out drawers, I'll just use an extension cord and I'll come out the back and then I'll basically just cook outside. Part of our kitchen counter, this sink right here, so we're gonna actually be able to take this like cutting board thing off. It drains into a 7-gallon tank down below. So we can just take this out, empty it, and then essentially let it do its thing again. 7 gallons is quite a bit. I think it takes some time to fill up. I don't think we're gonna use this a ton, but it's nice to have. You've pretty much seen everything in the kitchen but our storage. So the storage is gonna be these 3 drawers right here. The first one, we kept it pretty simple. We wanted to just have our towels, maybe a few tools, scissors, soap. We each got 1 plate and 1 piece of silverware each. We have some Ziplocs in here for storing food in the fridge or whatever, and some spatulas. As we go down, this is kind of that electric stove I was talking about that I got on Amazon. There are 2 pans in here so I can cook eggs or pan fry steak or do whatever else that we have in the fridge. And then there's some random raw honey in here as well. And then lastly, I think we're going to keep, right now it's my quilt, but I think we're going to keep our air fryer and our blender in here so we can make smoothies and cook things on a little bit, you know, more versatile front. So that's pretty much it for the storage.
Camera shy. Oh, it's 11, babe. I need some tea.
Just to give you an idea of how me and Jackie live together and how comfortable we are, this is our toilet. So, granted, most of the time, just choose to go to the bathroom outside. So, we probably won't even use this guy a lot, but it does have dry flush capability, so we can use this thing, worst case scenario. Then it also is a shower, so there's a shower head in here with a valve. I basically can just put up curtains to these hooks up here, and they kind of just create a vortex so no water gets all over the van. And that's the shower and toilet, y'all. Jack, how are you gonna edit videos from the road? Oh, it's too easy. Because I got this table right here. Then I just take out my computer, flip it up, edit, post to YouTube. Voila. This is our table. This is what Jacqui will be working from. This is what I'll be able to edit on. And it is just pretty much an easy system that slides in and out. And I can tighten it down so when we're driving, it doesn't fly out, smash into the cabinets, which has already happened once, by the way. This is where I'm going to mount a 22-inch TV. It kind of has this click thing that allows it to come out and then extend. So whether I'm sitting here or I want to use this as an extra monitor or I'm in bed chilling, I can face it that way. And then when I'm done, it basically just clicks back in place so it doesn't fly around when you're moving. One theme of the van that you're going to notice, and if you've lived in a van, you probably realize that shit flies around when you drive. You go over bumps, things like that, so everything has to be fastened down really well. And this is my bed. It doesn't really look like I fit, but the only reason that I do fit is because they cut out these little windows right here, and it's kind of cool. Like, we woke up today, this was our first night in the van. We woke up today in Manitou Springs, looked out the window, had some sun creeping up on us, woke us up naturally. And then my feet slide into this cubby hole. There's just a bunch of blankets, so it looks like I'm kind of uncomfortable right now, which I am. But this is the bed. Last and certainly not least is the back. Okay, so a few things to note here. One, we do have an outdoor shower that we can connect a hose that is in our water system here and put up a curtain, and this is probably the shower that we're going to use majority of the time. Two, we have little lock hinges, so when we're chilling somewhere and it might be a little bit windy, we can lock these doors and they don't move anywhere, which is really nice. And then I think the most important thing is our bed is right here, so we could open this up and then we could get a direct view of what's behind us, which is just the mountains of Colorado Springs or wherever else we might decide to be. Now, something that's pretty cool that we definitely opted for was the sliding table. So there's two little handles here and here, and if I just pull them down, you can see our storage area underneath here on top of our battery system and our water system now is the table. This is where I'm gonna cook, this is where I'm gonna chill, this is gonna be my spot, I'm telling you right now. Underneath the storage we'll probably have all of our backpacking gear and snowboards and whatever else, because we have storage up on top and as well as on bottom, and I think that's gonna work out pretty well. This is gonna be a table that I use a lot just to kind of hang out and be outside when we're parked at camp. And just so you guys can get an idea, this is kind of the compartments that Ross Monsters stored all of our batteries, electrical, and water in. Currently, we have some pillows resting on them and some water, but if you are a fellow van nerd like me, then you can comment below and I will give you more details on the systems themselves. But this essentially houses our hot water heater and our house batteries, which are just the batteries separated from the actual vehicle. Okay, so the last piece of this video is basically why did we decide to get a van? Well, one of the first things that was our motivational driver here was when we first met each other, I guess probably about 6 months in, we both really enjoyed to travel. We both like to improvise and be on the go. And I think we ended up making a promise to each other that one day we would travel around. We would enjoy ourselves. We would just go and try and live as free as possible, and just enjoy each other's company. We both knew we loved this, we wanted this, and so we saved up for about 2 years to make it happen. Another thing was that we both wanted to see every single national park in America. So we kind of progressed up into this van life by getting more and more into car camping. She loves hiking and backpacking. I love regular camping and backpacking as well, but the form of car camping is a completely different one. You almost need more resources. You're obviously traveling much longer distances. It's just kind of a different thing. And so once we found out, hey, this car camping thing's pretty enjoyable, we do it all the time, it was very clear to us that we both wanted a van and that we would both get extreme use out of it. And now that we have it, we both agree it's one of the best purchases we've ever made, if not the best. And lastly, I think it's just what we enjoy. We like to be on the road. We like to see new places and just enjoy new sights and be around. We can be very, very close to each other all the time and not get sick of each other or want to throw each other out of the van. We're both just very simple, minimalist people. We have a small condo. Whatever's in that condo is what we need in our life. Everything else we don't really have a need for. And it's the same principle here. What we have in this van is what we need. Clearly, after the tour, you can see that I'm not saying this is the most simplified setup. Clearly, it has amenities, and this is what we wanted and thought we needed to be extremely comfortable and enjoy life on the road. So that's kind of the reasoning for it. We really wanted to just set sail and enjoy life. And so that's it, y'all. That's why we did it. That's a tour of our new mobile home, and we will definitely be taking it around more often. We're both gonna go on quite a long little hiatus here for Christmas and New Year's. We're gonna go back home to Oklahoma to see my family, and then we're going to take this thing around to Arizona and Las Cruces and see some more national parks that we haven't checked off the list. And it's also winter time, so we can't really just go north. We can. This thing stays pretty comfortable, but it's pretty tough and not that enjoyable when temperatures are below 0 degrees, whatnot. You get the idea. Thank you for watching. As always, I'm always humbled that you all even take the time to watch these little nuanced things about my life and even somewhat care. So thank you. I appreciate you all. Let me know what you think about the van. Do you think that it's too glam? Do you think that it's just right? Curious to know, because I'm sure there's people out there that are looking at this video rolling their eyes like, oh, you could have done this yourself, etc. And you're right, I probably could have, but I also do live downtown Denver in a condo, so renting power tools, getting a rig, then building it myself and having someone actually insure it all seemed quite daunting, so we ended up taking the harder, easier route by just trying to penny pinch as much as possible. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas and a good New Year. I will see you soon, coming live on the road. Stay tuned.